welcome everybody to VRML season 13, season 13 week 1. I'm your host Jamie here with Tbnroil. How's it going?
It's going good, Jamie. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. It's been a long off season, so just happy to be getting back into the fray really, and getting some casts in. So first off, really, what have you been doing in the off season? I know you've been pretty busy.
Oh yeah, I've been practicing, getting ready. I'm also really hyped to how this is gonna all go down this season. I mean, we got a bunch of new teams that signed up. Probably, record-breaking the amount of teams we've had, and I mean, it's gonna be really nice to see. So they're changed a bunch of the rules around, and now we have different regions and stuff. So the finals are gonna be a lot more spicy this season, and I feel like it's just gonna be an all-around really good season.
Most definitely, and we will touch up on the region changes, because I mean that's going to be such a big thing really for this season. I guess the first thing, should we go into the bans from these teams? We'll quickly start off with no fun intended. They have banned Subway, and BossFight, they have banned Suburbia.
And on the map pick, first map is obviously Bazaar. And so with that, if we look at this, no pun intended, is home, so their pick is Bazaar. And last season they went 5-2 on Bazaar, 5-4. No, yeah, 5-2 on Bazaar. So this is obviously one of their stronger maps. This is their second best map, right behind Quarantine, with going 5-3. So it's going to be really interesting to see how they play it, with BossFight having a 50% win rate on this map, going 3-3 on it last season. So it's going to be really close. Not too big of a different. I mean, too many more games played on each, and not too many more wins from either side. So we're going to see how this plays out. Obviously, it is a new season, so we can't really gauge how they're going to be playing it. So.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong there, really. I guess you don't want to be giving away too many strats this early on in the season. So I think these teams really today are going to be just testing each other, see how much they've actually practiced in the off season, and just see, I guess, what both are bringing. BossFight last season obviously made 4th, Raptors beating them in the semi-finals. So it was definitely a bit of a well, it was a bit of a battle for them to get there. BossFight been around for quite a while. No fun intended now on second or third season, I believe. And I know those guys. Game Reaper, he's played with me in a couple teams, and we've generally played in comp lobbies and various other days, and yeah, there's a couple other players in there. Deadshot, known for his sniping, so we're probably going to see a little bit of that coming out today, maybe. BossFight usually having a sniper of their own as well, so maybe on these longer range maps, if one does get picked, we'll see that going. So yes, we are still waiting for the teams to... Oh, as I say that, they do just jump in now. So we will jump straight into the first round of the first game of the first of the season.
Big stuff here. Looks like Deadshot is going to be doing some pre-fire.
Yep, and just as you called it there, we are straight there in the gunfire going on. Archer with the pre-fire straight down the alleyway there. Usually if somebody's just quickly peeking, they will just get picked off there, so Archer playing to that as he moves to the objective now. And Archer, if anyone isn't aware, used to play for an old team called Lemon Squad. They're a very good team, actually, and unfortunately did disband a little bit ago. So it's been kind of a bit of an uncertain as to who he's going to, or what team he was going to go to, so to say.
Oh, no, I'm not the
Yep. And
Archer, spam on the radio if they're coming.
Looks like we're going to be seeing Mad Hatter and Radar Head clash over here.
North wall, I can give you some cover, and it might be better for the push thing.
Yeah, we are getting the call-outs there from Mad Hatter as he does hear somebody moving around the north somewhere there. Radar Head going to be hearing all this communication as well, so he's going to be in a position to be able to call this out. And there it is. He does spot Mad Hatter as he peeks out in the back of the Coyote building.
Does not confirm the kill though.
And you can hear those call-outs coming out now over to Game Reaper as he's going to be aware exactly where Radar Head is now. He is in a nice play there, turning this into a 5v4. Some pre-fire there coming from Deadshot. Great Game Reaper now for the refrag onto Radar Head as he's moving around in the east courtyard there.
Green two, go.
Some shots coming out in the south here by Shadow.
Does spot Thurin's spot, and a good nade's coming out now. Oh, it does seem to be a flash there as Thurin moves out now with some pre-fire of his own. Shadow Warrior nicely tucked away there, just get a little bit of cover and not get taken out. Thurin unfortunately didn't play on the fact that he did get him with that flash. Hearing lots of call-outs, and we are just taking a quick look at the map here. BossFight with a very tight defense on this objective, and it's going to be a bit of a tough one now for No Fun Intended to push in. They're going to need that equipment usage, so going to make every nade count at this point, really.
Pretty solid defense here as we're not letting anyone push past into the objective area per se. So it's going to come down to your skill and, like you said, utilities.
Yep, this is one of the newer objectives, and unfortunately it's certainly a pretty difficult one to approach. Kind of like the northeastern objective there, and we are seeing Just Do It and Deadshot just trying to do what they can to be able to push in as they wait on Game Reaper there in the northeast, moving around. He's got to make a little bit of noise to try and split this BossFight defense so that Just Do It and Deadshot can just push in there.
Archer watching this really tiny crack here, waiting for Deadshot to cross it.
BossFight in quite a fortuitous position, really, at the moment, as we get 2 minutes down, 2 minutes left, should I say, of the round, and it's, like I say, such a tight defense. No Fun Intended really needs to start making a little bit of an approach here to be able to push in and get a little bit of ground.
Just do it, and move in.
Game Reaper finding Thurin over there in the back as he's making his approach now. Little Sayonara, though, getting the refrag pretty quick. Thurin, though, only down. Little Sayonara able to get the revive, but unfortunately Shadow Warrior does get the confirm there. And just like that, we see Just Do It take out Little Sayonara as he pushes into the objective, and we have got those smokes and that equipment usage as we discussed.
The failed cap.
It's down to Legil and taking on Just Do It and Shadow Warrior, but Just Do It pushes out on the back there and takes out Legil, giving No Fun Intended their first point of this match.
And this season. Like, entire season, first point right there. Incredible. It was really looking for BossFight's favor there, and then it just seemed that it crumbled a bit under pressure. I feel like the smoke on OBJ kind of sent them a bit off of where they should have been looking, and then they end with their demise.
Yeah, it was unfortunate really for BossFight there. I mean, they had such a tight defense, and it was looking like No Fun Intended. They kind of used their equipment up, but some good equipment usage to be able to cause a little bit of confusion. And yeah, they were able to just push in there and use that confusion against BossFight as they're getting picked off as they move around. They move around in the objective, trying to protect it, and obviously no fun intended, capitalized on that. So great first point there for no fun intended, and that's really going to give them such a boost of confidence now. Like I say, BossFight in the last season did come fourth, so taking a point from those guys, and they are known to be difficult, you know, BossFight by name, BossFight by nature, so very well played to no fun intended to get that first point.
Yep, and if you weren't aware, No Fun Intended was one of the finalists for the Challenger Cup, losing to Raptors. But that's still really good for No Fun Intended's first season last season, so, I mean, coming second in the Challenger Cup really isn't that bad. So they're a hard team, so BossFight's going to have to put up a lot of force to stop them.
Yeah, no wrong. You're not wrong there at all. And we're going to be having a lot of deliberations now over on the BossFight side as we look at the scores here, and they're pretty even. You know, Just Do It getting 2 kills and for his side, and then everyone else getting a kill. And same over on BossFight. You know, they're getting the kills. Unfortunately, like I say, No Fun Intended just kind of played him on that last one. So BossFight now going into the attack themselves, and it is going to be a fun one, really, as we go into the next round.
Mad Hatter did cross the street. And Just Do It did as well. A much more relaxed defense than what we saw by BossFight, only having 1 player close to OBJ. And, yep.
Yeah, this is a lot more of a lucid defense now from No Fun Intended. And Radar Head and Just Do It so close to each other. The question is going to be, did Radar Head see that? The flash coming out.
Oh,
and the second
great flash.
Brilliant flash there. Just Do It, though, unfortunately giving away his position. Doesn't matter. Takes out Little Sayonara as he tries to get that. Radar Head standing there. He was blinded, but still holding that position. Even though Little Sayonara has gone down, you know, BossFight's so regimented in what they do, and they all have a job to play, and they still do it no matter what. Shadow Warrior finding Archer as he's moving around there in the on the west, but Radar Head gonna get the refrag, get the pick over onto Deadshot. Like I say, covering that angle, able to get that kill. The return flash comes out, but Just Do It didn't get caught by that, and Radar Head does go down.
A 2v4 is, I mean, is Just Do It gonna find the pick here? It's gonna be a trade. Just Do It is revivable.
Wow, very, very quick plays there, and fantastic, really, from Just Do It as he's MVP for this round. You know, taking out Radar Head, getting the trade there onto Thurin, and really holding down that Eastern defense on his own there. Very, very well played.
I don't see anyone.
Now, as that happened, all the defenders on the south moved up north a bit, so it gives Legil a little bit of leverage here to hit them from the back, really.
Question is, how is he going to play this? Mad Hat is fitting out in the open, but does spot him moving around there over in the south, and just like that, No Fun Intended do go 2 points up to BossFight's 0. Wow. I mean, you know, that was a good round for No Fun Intended, you know? What do you think, TB?
That was amazing. I mean, just the communication. If you heard, they were giving their, you know, oh, I killed this person. I don't know if they, you know, they were obviously on top of things, and also they were in really pushed out spots that I wouldn't have even seen if I was running the streets. So I mean, it was just very beautifully played, and it was just poor Legil all by himself in the end of it. So they couldn't really do much about that. 1v5. So, just unfortunate.
And yeah, unfortunately, Legil's such a fantastic player, but I don't even think he could take the onslaught there of 5 No Fun Intended members. And yeah, I think, you know, at this stage in the game, BossFight really are probably maybe just kind of testing No Fun Intended, seeing how things are going, and seeing how they're going to play this match. Like I say, at the start, really, it's the first game. The MMR at this point is kind of negligible. You can play around a little bit for the next couple of weeks while you test out the other teams and see where they're at. So.
Yeah, and I mean, last season BossFight did beat no fun intended, 12-3 and 12-5, but always the new season that counts. And so right now, no fun intended is showing them, hey, you got to take us seriously now. So
You move, okay? Try to
I
go
mean,
to the backside because they will shoot center.
it's gonna be really close. I feel like it might come down to maybe, hopefully, just for the, you know, the
I'm gonna try counter it from
the
here.
anxiousness of it,
One
the
green,
wire,
green, green,
the
green
last
free, green free.
3v3 final map decider.
It's definitely looking like could go that way, and you know, what I'm liking from this No Fun Intended team is this communication that I'm hearing from all the members. You know, they're constantly talking to each other and they're constantly calling out members and movements. And Game Reaper there with a great pick onto Archer, providing Mad Hatter the cover that he needs to push through there. He is going to push it through, and though covering this angle so tight, but doesn't matter. He wasn't watching just as Mad Hatter moves there. Game Reaper causing enough of a distraction to give Mad Hatter that time to push in. Very quickly, we're down to 3v5 in favor of No Fun Intended.
And just as that happens, Little Sayonara rotates out of their position where they would have picked off Deadshot and Shadow Warrior. Unfortunate.
Just have a look at this shot that was just made there, because that was for the trade between Mad Hatter and Legil. You know, one building to the other, there must have been like a glimpse from each other. Unfortunately, I didn't catch that, but I feel that would have been a brilliant one to get. And we are on the most difficult objective, I guess, on this map. The Coyote objective is notorious.
Second floor.
Just do it. Is playing around with what it looks like. Is it a 12x? Yep. Yeah, it's got the 12x. So able to spot into the Coyote building and get the callouts there of this movement. BossFight got a real tough challenge at the moment to take out 4 members of No Fun Intended as they approach in here. It's not an easy one to defend anyway when you've got 3 or 4, even 5 members up. So just 2 is going to be tough.
Also something.
Blue.
Action
Blue
over by
two, blue two.
Radar Head.
Is that,
Well, Deadshot came out on top of that one. Nice, beautifully shots by them, leaving Sayonara all by themselves. Oh, that flash gets both of them.
It's now coming down to Little Sayonara as he's desperately moving around the objective here, and No Fun Intended very well aware that he's probably the last member, so they may be looking at a cap here, and this is what we're talking about. It is difficult.
Deadshot's down on OBJ.
The cap is coming out.
OBJ.
There it is. There it is. Oh, I was trying to get through there. Why didn't I move to it? We could see it through the wall that he couldn't see. Unfortunately, like I was saying, a difficult objective for for even 5 people, as you've got to be moving around the objective there, and you saw Little Sayonara doing the right thing. Unfortunately, though, Deadshot punishing him for that timing is there. Like I was saying, they must have been, well, they knew that they were down to the single player there, and very well played by No Fun Intended to capitalize on that, giving them the first win. As we go into quarantine. Sorry,
Just
TB?
amazing. It was just amazing. I mean, like, the push, the distractions, it was almost definitely a cap if Little Sayonara, it would have been a miracle if Little Sayonara pulled that off. And while we're looking at these maps, we can see that for BossFight, this is their best map. They had a 100% win rate last season on this map, versus No Fun Intended also being their best map, but they had a 63% win rate. So this is looking like it's gonna be BossFight's map, but it is also No Fun Intended's best map. So
yeah, I've played both sides on this map, and I'm not gonna lie, BossFight are such a difficult team to play on this. It could really go any way at the moment, and they're definitely going to be kind of looking for a little bit of courage, well, not courage, but you know, just a little bit of a boost on this map, and to take it to No Fun Intended and get a win of their own. But like you say, No Fun Intended definitely very well versed on this map. They've got Deadshot there with the sniper. They obviously Just Do It's using it as well. So they've got a couple sniper players, and snipers definitely are king on this map, and same with Downfall. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out for No Fun Intended, as I know BossFight do play around with the sniper, or at least the drone themselves.
Yep, correction on what I said earlier. It's no pun intended, it's most played. So, we'll see.
Like I say, I've played with these guys. I know that they do enjoy this map, so it's going to be a good one to watch. And we're seeing No Fun Intended come in, and from last season, it went through the round robins, and people talked about this team. You know, they talked about how they are. You know, they've got some great players. They're getting those strats in. And it's certainly showing that they've done quite a bit of work in the off-season to be able to get to where they are now. BossFight, you know, very well known, and again, they came 4th last season, so very well played to No Fun Intended. And with that, we are going into the first round of map number 2 now. Objective being the southern objective now, so I think just outside the garage there, and very early on, BossFight giving away their spawn position, and No Fun Intended going to be watching for this southern cross now, as BossFight going to have to push out. Archer taking some, putting some shots out and getting some call outs over onto mid-burning.
Game Reaper's position being compromised has to barely
Possibly
peek
went
this
into
angle here. They don't want to
tank
get picked
courtyard.
off. Also, Shadow Warrior really far pushed out from the objective here. We'll see how that plays out.
It can be a tough one, this objective, once you start losing players on the objective, and you've got to make that rotation in. You do want to be pretty close, and we are seeing BossFight use as much of the map as they can, as Little Sayonara moves around on the northwestern side, I should say.
Little Sayonara and Shadow Warrior going to be well, depends on where Sayonara goes, but might be some action coming from them. Yep, and Little Sayonara goes left.
Oh,
Shadow Warrior comes up on top.
Legil finding a kill of his own onto Mad Hatter, but he is only down, so going to be able to get those call-outs there.
Ooh, Mad Hatter trash talking Legil's weapon choice.
A little bit of communication there between the sides.
force
Archer
everybody
finding the pick onto Game Reaper, who was sitting in mid-burning. So this is going to open up a lot more ground now for BossFight as they begin to make their approach. Even whilst they're having fun, they can still get those kills, which kind of goes against the No Fun Intended nature.
Especially, we did see a rotation from Shadow Warrior sitting in the shadows, shooting at people, which is ironic, but yeah, nice rotations by Shadow, moving back, knowing that their position was compromised and they have to move away from the.
Fortunately, though, Archer did spot that movement, I believe. So I don't think he called it out. He did put some shots down, but I didn't hear the call out for it, which could work against Radarhead, who may be thinking that Shadow's still over there in the east. This is how BossFight do like to play. Take it nice and steady, take the pot shots onto known positions, and just try and cause a little bit of confusion for the opposite side, for the Volt team, and try and make them take those peaks that you otherwise wouldn't really do, and they will punish you for that. And each member of BossFight supposedly like 2 players. So it's a tough one.
Alpha 25.
Nasturin doing the right thing, checking the mid-burning, seeing if Game Reaper, checking in the east there, as he did know it was an enemy. Shadow Warrior unfortunately moved away.
Let us see full settle for
Oh, but the team kill there. Radar head. And a little bit spooked.
Ooh, the 10's gonna be full of some talk afterwards. It was a 4v3, now a 3v3. Raider head's gonna have to move on after that. Deadshot holding up. Ain't okay, they're rotating. Deadshot does have the sniper.
There it was. The smoke's now coming out. As BossFight start to make their approach. 1 minute, 10 seconds remaining. And this is classic BossFight timing. Shadow Warrior in the position all the way out on the edge there. Archer unfortunately not expecting it. Legil now going to be the next person to try and push out there. Just do it though. Finding the pick onto Legil. Radar head though.
Just
quickly getting the refrag.
1v1, Shadow Warrior in a great spot to defend OBJ. But if some smokes come out, it might be... Well, I don't even think smokes could clear it, but maybe. Radar head making a rotation over here. Might be able to see Shadow Warrior. Shadow Warrior sees Radar head first. Shadow Warrior needs to tuck down and not get shot at.
Radar head though, such an excellent shot. A veteran player here. He's been in these situations countless times. He knows how to play them. Near him there, trying to remember the code. This is a last-ditch attempt. He's got to push in. Shadow Warrior, though, not pushing it. Now deciding to push in on the objective himself. This is just basically a wraith now. Who can get to the objective sooner? Shadow Warrior opting to just hold that angle. Radar head with a pistol tries to take out Shadow Warrior. Unfortunately, though, not able to land the shots. And Shadow Warrior does defend the objective successfully, giving no fun intended their 5th point of this game.
That was, I mean, the last-ditch effort. If he would have pulled that off, that would have been amazing. The pistol headshot. Unfortunately, he did not hit any of the shots.
Yeah, I mean, it was an effort, you know, an attempt was made, that's what you can say. And, good on your Radar, you know. He must have run out of ammo at the end there, which just goes to show you've got to count that ammo. You've got to be counting those bullets as you're firing at people, and unfortunately, Radar head not counting his bullets gets caught out. Shadow Warrior, though, with a fantastic defense, that long range just sight, and we're seeing a lot of that from No Fun Intended today, as they opt for these kind of more out there positions a little bit further afield, and it's really working in their favor.
We also did see Deadshot run the sniper, so we are going to be seeing a lot of that today.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like there's going to be a lot of sniping going on, and this like I say, this map, it is made for sniping, so it's going to play into anyone's favor there who does do that. Unfortunately, though, I don't think Deadshot was able to get a pick in that last one. And as we do talk there, we're going to now go into the second round of the second map. No Fun Intended, 1 point ahead on this map, 5 points ahead in general. So, down to the turn of BossFight, having to defend this objective, and they are... I was about to say that they do go for that tighter defense, and we did see a couple of those tight defenses over on Bazaar, but they're now opting to go for a little bit of a left field kind of defense themselves as they push out Radar head as he moves into the similar position as what Shadow Warrior 2. There's little Sayonara very quick to find Shadow Warrior approaching onto mid burning. He defends that so well, and this is going to be one of the key points that you've got to get for this objective to be able to allow yourself to push. If somebody's standing in there on Volk, they're going to be watching, and they're going to pick you off on your cross. So you've got to take
Mad
them out.
Hatter past where Legil can see, so Mad Hatter behind the enemy lines on where they can see them, so does have an advantage here for that.
Just to check we have nobody.
Is
in
it,
front of
just
them,
looking
right?
at the map here, and you can see BossFight's defense. It is pretty tight to a point. I mean, you've got little Sayonara and mid burning, like I say, which is an important shot position. But oh, the shots from Deadshot though, finding Legil. 12x
Echo
just
4, I
doing
think.
work. Not quite sure that
It's
he
fun.
did get that.
It's fun looking at players and where their lasers are aiming, and just amazing to look at that.
I'm not sure he's dead, guys. I hit his head though.
Can hear the call out there, Deadshot. Not quite sure. Yep, you did get him. Legil taken out by that deadly Deadshot sniper. It's a move
One
away.
dead at the back of the second main road near the north roof.
Call out there from Just Do It as move away. Just Do It does take out Radar Head. You're down to a 3v4 in favor of No Fun Intended, and BossFight beating this position already tonight. Gonna have to try and turn it around.
Little Sayonara just needs to
the
look
guy that
back
went down
through
courtyard and went from the other side on
the middle burning, and pick off all three of them standing against those walls, but opting not to do that.
I don't see anyone.
These guys have been pretty quiet over by the gas station. I don't think Little Sayonara is really going to be kind of anticipating this approach, and unfortunately BossFight have allowed this approach to happen really, as they're not covering the gas station, allowing No Fun Intended to get in closer. Well, that's there from
Got one
Deadshot.
close to hospital, west side.
So the Archer was
Close to
shooting at him
hospital.
there. Now getting the call out, so Little Sayonara going to be potentially looking this way and going to be able to provide a little bit of backup for Archer, as he is going to need it.
That's correct.
Just Do It and Tank Courtyard now, making their approach.
That's where it comes a battle of wills at the moment. Who's going to peak first? And Archer in a pretty strong position at the really to be able to pick off any member of No Fun Intended as they try and push through that open gap there.
Sounds like
You
it sounds like
can see Mad Hatter's laser trained on those positions, so if he can work with Deadshot to be able to draw Archer out, they could take him out and then have the hospital to themselves.
Game Reaper also sneaking by Little Sayonara. Ooh, that's a deadly position.
Deadshot, the box is on my right, or?
Yeah, left.
Flash comes out, does catch Archer, I think, there. Oh, Deadshot pushes in, takes out Archer, opening up the hospital now.
I'm down.
And those gunshots are going to be drawing the attention of Little Sayonara, who takes out Just Do It on his approach. Now he's moving back in, Game Reaper, spot Thurin. Another flash coming out. This flash meta being played out well. Nearly had a team kill there between Thurin and Little Sayonara. The revive coming out onto Deadshot now. And the smoke's coming out. Thurin pushing out in the open. All he can do is do that and gets the trade there with Game Reaper, leaving Little Sayonara on his own. And the push is coming in soon from Deadshot as the smokes come out.
Will Deadshot get a second cap tonight, or will Little Sayonara defend this properly, 1v2 it? Mad Hatter on the roof though.
Oh, what a pick onto Deadshot there from Little Sayonara. Pretty long range shot. And they does successfully defend the objective. 1 minute remaining. Mad Hatter got to push in now.
Little Sayonara opting to push up a bit. Gets picked off though. Oh, those last minute pushes. You got to be confident in where you're keeping the other players at. So just wasn't able to do that.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate there for little Sayonara. He did the right thing in moving back into the objective to be able to cover it a little bit better, as he obviously wasn't sure where the final member was properly. But unfortunately, Manhattan able to use that time to be able to just take out little Sayonara and his approach. Even no fun intended, their second point of the night. BossFight yet to get a point on the board. And this is a different BossFight. Like I say, are they just testing no fun intended and just, you know, just playing it by ear, and it's a tough one.
Might be able to still turn it around with the cap, but it is looking in no pun intended's favor right now, although they only have 2 points. But over the series, they have 6 points, so we'll see.
Yeah, it's definitely a good thing to see. You know, it's nice to see teams progressing. Really, you know, no fun intended. Like say, it started about 3-4 seasons ago, and you know, they progressed, getting better each season, and taking those wins. And they're looking like such a strong side this season. The communications being just on point between them. You know, the plays that they're doing, they're covering each other well. They're using a lot of utility, and these are the kind of plays that you want to be seeing, and it's working in their favor. And we are going to be going on to the 3rd round very shortly. As I say that, the countdown starts. I think I kind of predict it every time as I say it. Oh, false start. That was unfortunate.
We are going to see one of the hardest objectives to defend on this map, solely because you can't sit in that room and watch OBJ without exposing yourself to a lot of angles. So you're going to have a more spread out defense, which I know BossFight really isn't comfortable with, as no fun intended is. So, I mean, it really is working in no fun intended's way right now, but if BossFight is able to pick off a few of no fun intendeds, it might be looking for them. They just need to step up their communication a bit, and I feel like this would sway back in their favor.
Yeah, it can be a tough one at this point, really, to kind of get that momentum to be able to pick up the points. And but BossFight definitely aren't a team new to playing these games, so I think they're definitely going to be in a position to be able to do just that. As I think they're going to just now, you know, pull it together. Seems like we've a bit of a delay. Just push in. Okay, as we find out what's going to happen here, I am going to just jump into. We are just going to jump into a very short intermission, as it does look like a couple members are waiting to be ready. Oh, I was about to say we are back, but it does look like we are gonna have another false start. Teams here just keeping us in suspense, aren't they, TB?
They sure are. I mean, you know. Ooh. 3rd time's the charm. 3rd time's the charm.
It's definitely going to be the job.
I probably just jinxed us.
I can hear the countdown going, so I think we'll. Was it going? I'm not going crazy.
I heard that. Oh yeah.
There we
4th
go.
time's the charm.
Okay. Now we are going in. To the 3rd round of the 2nd map. There hasn't been 3 rounds whilst we've been doing that. That was just full starts. Yes, like you say, this is one of the hardest, or one of the harder objectives to defend. So, unintended, kind of put their own kind of slant onto how they defend this objective, and I'm liking what I'm seeing. They're making the death cross, as I like to call it there. Usually you'll have a defender on some objectives there, just covering that southern road. And it's always been notorious to try and make that cross there. No fun intended, though, aren't going to be covering it today. Or at least not that moment.
Just do it. Just do it pushing out through the back. Giving callouts onto, I believe, Legil.
It is looking like a very nice approach here from BossFight as they do encircle the objective. So no fun intended, like I say, they're pretty spread out, not actually on the objective, just covering angles and approaches to the objective. And that can be a great way to defend. I just hope that BossFight don't punish them for being off the objective and get a cap in there, as they are able to do that. Each member able to just push in. That nade, unfortunately, not far enough, and it was a good effort. Little Sayonara swings out there, gets picked off by Just Do It, holding this angle very well. BossFight gonna have a bit of a difficulty now crossing here, as Just Do It in the position to be able to just cover that cross. Legil and Radar gonna have to work out something else.
Brywin just
But it was a good
crawls
tube on the
through
outside
here.
of
They
Burn.
might be able to get past everyone's radar and cap.
I killed
Shadow
one.
Warrior
Three.
on a rotation of his own, able to take out Radar head as he's
I
kind
killed the
of
south guy.
focused
I
over
killed
on
the
Just
south
Do
guy.
It. The call out there from Shadow Warrior, I've killed the south guy, meaning I don't think they know Legil may still be there, unless Just Do It has just spotted him.
They put in smokes and they may be coming from a revive. One more
Brywin,
hospital,
get
one more
lower,
hospital near
get
the wall,
lower.
near garage.
I'm hearing so many call-outs from these guys, talking to each other and constantly giving each other that information of where people are. Game Reaper does see that movement from Legil. Only got to hold this angle now and just wait for the approach there. Also, no fun intended, are forsaking the objective, kind of, because that north and the east, it's very open. Game Reaper really split on where he's watching, spots Legil's movements.
Brywin spots Just Do It, or Deadshot,
I've got the one,
giving away their position,
let's-
jeopardizing the
fast
potential
up.
captainry. There is a C4 outside
Center, one center.
the area where they would have to crawl. As they're crawling, they might have to pull up their knife.
Great shots from Thurin there onto Shadow Warrior. Does only down him, and now the rotation's going to have to come out. Game Reaper making a lot of movement. Able to spot,
Got him,
able
Echo
to take out Thurin as he's covered there, but unfortunately not enough cover. BossFight getting taken out by Deadshot. Unfortunately, Archer, the remaining member, just not able to get that push in time, giving meaning no fun intended, take the 3rd point.
If only he crawled.
Can be a bit of a tough one. And yeah, it's the interesting plays really from these guys. BossFight are really getting pushed back on a lot of things by no fun intended. They're at this point just kind of
This could... It might be match point right here, so... I mean... We'll see. BossFight did finish #1 overall season last... in the regular season last season, so... I mean, just... things you have to take a whole in account of. But they aren't... It seems like, no fun intended, has practiced a lot during the offseason. Making the BossFight pay for maybe just not... Maybe they practice a lot, but maybe no fun intended practice more. But it definitely seems that BossFight is not on top of their game as they were last season. So... we'll see. all comes down to this round.
And knowing BossFight like I do, I feel like they're, just like I say, testing the waters at the moment, just putting out their own BossFight way of doing things, and yeah, I think they're just testing things. That's my
Yeah, it's also first game of the season. I mean, you can lose it and still end up, winning. I mean, you can lose a lot of games and still win the season. You can actually lose every single game, win the Challenger Cup, and then win the season. But hasn't been done yet.
BossFight pretty much being in every, I think maybe every single final. Someone quote me, or don't quote me on that, but one of you other Onward history buffs, let me know if I'm right on that. And Archer getting the first spot of the round, seeing this movement
Northwest near
of no
crater.
fun intended as they're pushing in on the east,
Sorry,
on the
northeast
north,
near
should I say?
crater.
Oh, no,
I
east
believe
is-
BossFight was not in it last season. Well, no, I think they were actually.
Well, they're in the semi-finals because they came fourth.
Well, I mean 2 seasons ago. My bad. Season 11. Actually, yeah, I think BossFight was in the top 8, top 7. But I was thinking of top 4. Top 4, my bad.
And we are
Yeah,
and see some movement coming out, and no fun intended, approaching from the north. Gonna come into this kind of pincer movement from Little Sayonara and Legil as they just hold the north. It's gonna be a tough push. These hills, you're just not able to kind of just see above them. Just do it, spotting Legil. Gets the corner of his head there behind the green container, getting that pick. Little Sayonara going to be very aware of what's going on now. Game Reaper hovering at an angle.
Watch out from white car. I'm not sure if there's anyone there.
I've got eyes on white car from an angle.
I'm moving.
I'd like to see this from a team, such precision in their views and what they're watching, they're in the call out there from Manhattan. Little Sayonara with a fantastic pick onto him, able to get the confirm as well. We are
has
into
a million lasers on them, but is still being all odds. Able to get 2 before getting picked off by Just Do It. Amazing that Little Sayonara was able to bring it back down to a 3v3.
Yeah, it was a fantastic pick onto Game Reaper, very quick there. I don't think even he thought he may have got it. Probably just shooting at pixels, really. But yeah, no, did get that there. So, as you say, we're into a 3v3 BossFight, down but not out. Like I say, they are known to bring things back from any point. They aren't a side that you should count out at, just because the cards are against them.
Archer might be able to spot Just Do It if they keep watching top of AC building. Radar Head also might be able to pick off Shadow Warrior if they get too pushy. But Deadshot behind the entire defense.
Smoke them off now.
These smokes getting called out. Deadshot getting into a higher position to be able to see what's going on. Archer though is being
And Shadow Warrior picks off Deadshot. Oh no.
That is unfortunate. Maybe a little bit of movement there without calling it out. Archer now going to be able to spot all this and hear all this. Thurin finds the Shadow Warrior as he pushes across on the North Road. Just Do It now on his own on the rooftop. Oh, but just the Archer's movement. Thurin though very quick on that refrag as BossFight take their first point back of this match. Like I say, they do get it back. Can't count these guys out. Very well played.
They were just toying with no fun intended. They're holding back, and now they're coming to take back the map.
Indeed, that team kill, it was really unfortunate there for no fun intended. Maybe the communication broke down just a little bit in the heat of it there, as that could have been a key kind of pick, as Deadshot was going to be in a powerful position to be able to see over onto the objective, and possibly could have seen a little bit more movement there before people got too caught. But a lot of shoulda, coulda, wouldas, and BossFight now getting that ball rolling, and I feel like we're going to be seeing a couple more points coming out from them, as this is, like I say, their favorite map. This is one of their most well known, They have got a little bit of a change in the players this season, as we see Thurin over from Vikings making the appearance. Archer from Lemon Squad, like I said earlier, didn't play too much last season, I don't think, and so you know he's come back and he's playing. So it's all it's all new for this side and for a couple of them themselves. So doing well to be able to kind of mold into how they used to play.
So have a 100% win rate on this map, so we'll see if they can keep it. As of last season, they had 100%. This season, it comes down to this match. They might be able to keep a 100% win rate for both seasons.
I feel like they can't. I have the faith. This is East objective, though. This is very, very tough to attack. It's very, I don't want to say easy to defend, but with the right kind of defense, the gunshots coming out onto the South Street Thurin, not letting anyone cross, and that could be crucial for this. You do need somebody in the south. You don't want to allow Marsoc all the roaming that they need over in the south, as they can very quickly encircle the objective. They can very quickly enclose onto it and just get those guns pointing at known positions. Little Sayonara getting very aggressive.
Legil already on the right, preventing Deadshot from getting deals to secure positions. Little Sayonara getting Deadshot might go down too. It does not get picked off, but Little Sayonara with the pick.
Yeah, fantastic pick there from Little Sayonara as he rushes just do it just whilst he's kind of looking at his gun, putting some ammo in, and now he's
Legil might get flanked by Deadshot here. Deadshot might have a snipers though, so it might make it.
Oh, but unfortunately, Legil didn't check that corner. Deadshot gonna punish him for that. Getting that pick. Little Sayonara and moving around, radar head, sitting on the objective quite nicely there, just able to watch. Doesn't need to push out. There's been so many changes to this map over the past seasons, and this is definitely one of the newer approaches, going straight through this middle building. Historically, you had to go all the way around. Radar head capitalizing on the ability to push through.
Deadshot getting more comfortable where they are at and cutting the pie on places, trying to see if they can get a better angle. Maybe possibly go for a flank with a sniper, not the best idea, but they can try.
BossFight playing how they're known to play, nice and slow, keeps it just safe in one sense. Keep checking your angles, check every position. You've got 6 minutes and you need to use that. I mean, UNA players obviously.
Deadshot gets spotted out by Radar Head, but is Radar Head gonna be able to pick off Deadshot?
Question, but yeah. So I know the NA players like a little bit the paced, so probably different for you to see this, I guess, TB.
Yeah. Deadshot walks too far forward. It's over. Or if they go down. Oh, this might be it for Deadshot. Oh no, it does not. Radar Head does not pull the trigger. Oh! No.
Peeks back out, but unfortunately, Radar Head watching that angle.
Little Sayonara in a powerful position. Shadow Warrior goes down. It might be a cap, putting it back to a 3v3.
Oh, but Mad Hatter with a pick of his own in there. Oh, but I think Shadow Warrior may have been there as well. I don't know. And Little Sayonara gonna pick him off. Objective open. Game Reaper got to push back in. The cat. Oh, does he hear the movement? Oh, is that a flash or a nade? A nade goes off.
He's upstairs of OBJ.
Cool, I was going down.
Little Sayonara with the cap. Little Sayonara with the cap. Oh, Little Sayonara go for the cap. Oh, panicking.
Down to the last
Mad
one.
Hatter gets down.
Moves in, takes out Mad Hatter as he's defending the objective. Well played by Archer and Little Sayonara. Good teamwork. Great play by BossFight. Pushing in on the objective very aggressively in those last few seconds.
Oh, yeah. If only Little Sayonara would have tried sending the objective a bit earlier. I mean, just the communication skills would have helped them get back to a 3v3, and then would have been they're back in it fully. But no pun intended, still has that advantage of having the 3 points up on the 2 of BossFight, but giving me that adrenaline that I just got. It might throw No Fun Intended off the balance and give BossFight that advantage of, hey, we just took 2 rounds against them, we're coming back, you know, we just have this adrenaline boost. So I mean, we might see the tactic of stalling from No Fun Intended to get rid of their adrenaline. So I mean, heck, I have it, so
Yeah, it's great when you can feel the actual how the players are feeling as well, you know, especially when you've been in these moments yourself. And BossFight really pushing back now and meaning business, like you say, they want to keep that 100% win ratio, and that's a coveted kind of thing, you know, owning that map. You know, it just means that teams are going to ban it or try and take you on it because they think they can take it from you, and they can't. Every team has their own little home side advantage, and this is certainly looking like BossFights at the moment as they really pick up steam and just getting it back into position and being the BossFight that we know. Just like
the
that.
early smokes. Learning from, oh, the smokes aren't going to cover that first bit though. Oh, that second smoke. Wow, there's still a line.
Yeah, this is a strat that we've done for years. Use the smokes for the cross so you don't
Oh.
get picked off. You can see those lasers. Radar head trying to make the cross. Unfortunately, just do it with a great shot. Takes him down. Year's only down though, and there's the finisher. Just
Leaving
like
a
that,
4.
4v5.
Oh, Thrywin pushing up
Yeah, probably
aggressively,
Thayo.
gonna get picked off in the
Big one
back.
going north.
Just like you say that, Shadow Warrior does get the pick onto him, and we're now down to a 3v5 in favor of No Fun Intended. BossFight been here before, but don't count them out yet. Flash coming out. Shadow Warrior definitely caught. Great play by Little Sayonara there to get a pick of his own.
And then escaping Deadshot's bullets. Amazing play. Little Sayonara gonna go for a little rotation here. Oh wow, just beautiful by Little Sayonara. The flash. Wow. And then avoiding bullets from 2 enemies. I mean, hard thing to do.
Yeah, most definitely, and it's such great play to see from this side, and it certainly gives you that morale booster that you do need. 3v4, it's not impossible, this objective. Like I said, it does favor Volk a little bit. Even though Marsok can kind of surround you, the motel where Legil is at the moment, very powerful position. You've got Archer sitting on the objective, covering that south side, and Marsok have to push in. Little Sayonara floating about and proving that he is something to be feared of as he moves around very quickly. Those flashes deadly, and he uses them to such a great way. And I'm liking this flash meta. You know, lots of players now using it. It used to be smokes and flashes weren't used so much, but now, you know, they're getting used so much more often, and it's fantastic to see. There's
Legil does spot,
East,
the duo.
North, I mean.
Legil in that powerful position, spotting Game Reaper on his cross, and does take him out. Now we are down to a 3v3 BossFight, really fighting for this point at the moment. It's just hard to say.
Something I have noticed is the communication from No Fun Intended has dropped down a lot, considering, I mean, it's just asserting that they have just lost 2 rounds in a row, but they still have a lot of communication, but not as much as we saw before. So this might be showing that BossFight is taking a toll on them.
Jill and Mad Hatter now in a little bit of a battle between each other as they spot each other on the cross. So Legil's going to get that call out. So BossFight now very well aware of the one position of Marsok, and that's the crucial part now. Is taking out those bits. Legil gets taken out by Mad Hatter with a fantastic shot through the window of the motel, opening up this push, and BossFight now got a lot of work to do to be able to defend both sides. Archer going to have to get in a position to be able to cover this cross.
Little Sayonara taking some shots at Just Do It, leaving Archer all alone to fight against Deadshot and Mad Hatter.
No fun intended at the moment. Playing this well, they're making BossFight move around and then and take those peaks and then picking them off. But Archer and
Fuck
Deadshot
off.
with a little bit
Dude,
of a
I killed him.
trade.
Pick me up quick.
And but unfortunately, Archer only down does get the call out onto Little Sayonara to get the revive. Now we're into a 2v2. Northeast still being pushed on, and also coming from the center. Very tough for Evolt side to cover. And Archer and Little Sayonara
I'm moving
in
away.
together.
Something I do know is that the kill count is going to be off no matter what. I knew that Little Sayonara called 2 people out over in the center, so it's going to be off. They're thinking it's a 2v3, and I bet it's the no pun intended thinks it's 2v3 too. So it's tough on both teams. They're both going to have that anxiety of trying to think, how do we take out the other 3, and but really it's just a 2v2. Trade doesn't help with anything, and no communication also doesn't help with anything either.
And this push coming in from No Fun Intended now, Mad Hatter and Just Do It kind of synchronizing on the approach from the north. And the pick onto Little Sayonara, going to be devastating for BossFight now. Little Sayonara has got the most kills for that side, 8-5. And the smoke coming out from Mad Hatter, not going to find its mark by the looks of it. Oh, does get around the corner of the house, so he can push around Archer. Going to be watching and covering that now. Not expecting the push, and this is not a position you want to be in. As long as Archer can take one out, he's then in a very powerful position. 45 seconds remaining. Mad Hatter in a far off position. Got to be watching Just Do It, who is watching the push. Does get the pick onto Archer.
Archer gets a bit too peeky there. Should have just held his angle onto Mad Hatter, who was making that rotation. Would have picked him off and then could have flung for Just Do It, but decided to make an early peek. I mean, it's tough. I mean, you have to make a decision in a split second, and it's really hard, which leads to, no pun intended, winning the map. But it doesn't mean that they can't, BossFight is still in it for another map. They can still, make sure that the MMR that's going to be affected is less than what it would be if they lost. So, I mean, it's just...
Yeah, we are.
A lot of
Yeah, I think at this point because you're kind of playing matches to be ranked, aren't you? In one sense at this moment, so I think this is definitely going to have some form of sway in the standings. But I don't think it's going to matter too much really to BossFight, as they're going to more than likely very quickly rise through. Unfortunately, Steam there at the end, and Archer getting picked off definitely going to slow them down just a little bit, but I'm sure they'll be back.
And if need be, BossFight just picks up a challenge match against a lower team and wins it, then need be. But at higher you go, the less chances you take at playing other teams unchallenged matches, just so you don't risk losing one and having to deal with the consequences of lost MMR and all that stuff. So see a lot more challenge matches the lower you go down the ladder.
Yeah, BossFight definitely like their challenges, so I know they'll be looking for them throughout the season. And one thing I've noticed from this side tonight, they aren't switching people in and out kind of like they used to. They have had a few roster changes very recently, so maybe that's kind of why. But they were definitely a team that would bring people in based on the map, whatever they were and how they were feeling on that one or on the day. Unfortunately, they not kind of done that. Maybe that's the difference this season. We definitely saw it last season. These guys going to have to kind of brush up on a few maps themselves, as they're maybe not going to have the luxury of doing that now. Downfall though, very interesting map. Either side. The BossFight, I know they're fans of it, and no fun intended. I think this is their pick, and they obviously shown that they do like the snipers, so they're into all these kind of long range maps. But Downfall, what do you think, TV?
Yeah, I mean, we have just seen a bunch of long maps, so they like sniping, like those long range. They like to use their eyesight, something I don't like to use. I like to not have to put on my glasses and, you know, is that a person? You know, I like the close short suburbia cargo, run around, throw flashes, shoot people. Not these two teams. Not these two.
Certainly not. And we are at that going to start now, and the objective looking like it's going to be the heli bungalow. No pun intended, getting the Marsoc spawn, and that's objectively going to be the furries spawn. We have a look.
Giggles, man.
Deadshot moving in with Game Reaper.
I'm gonna die now.
They're going to be feeling good. They've taken a
alive.
match from BossFight. You know, a very notorious team, a very difficult team to play against, and they've done well to be able to keep their composure and take those first two maps. But BossFight are going to be aiming to fight back and probably take this map and, you know, just put that stamp on it. You know, we're still here, and you know, it's just one of them.
We lost, but we're coming back, you know? I mean, you know, maybe they're just not really awake tonight, you know, first match of the season. I mean, it's... A lot of this happens, and in the end of it, only one team can win, so...
And that's the worst thing about it. Like, I like both teams, and I know the players on both sides, so, you know, it's always hard to see things like that, especially when they're both putting in all that effort to be able to, you know, to take those wins. And let's be honest, BossFight have made it difficult for No Fun Intended. It's not really been an easy win for them, and some of those rounds would have definitely gone either way. So
yeah, a lot of close, you know. Some obviously not so close, but
gunshots from Manhattan, just testing some of those windows, see if he can push out BossFight and make them peek, but they're holding their angles really well. Nice and tight, and just not moving, watching what they need to watch.
Heli 2-story?
Yeah, heli 2-story, I think. Heli building.
Yeah. You can just pre-fire
radar
that
head in one of my favorite
honestly.
positions to get to.
I've done it before. It works.
Hard to get to it, but if you do get to it, it's a really hard position to take out. And also a hard position to locate where they actually are sitting.
I'm coming down and put some pressure.
No Fun Intended, definitely picked up on that communication now from that last quarantine. I can hear them talking to each other quite a lot, and it certainly shows how they're feeling at the moment. You know, they're going to be feeling really good. And shots coming out from Just Do It using the 4x, and seeing a lot of 4x's as well from these guys. These long-range maps definitely going to play to their kind of advantages there with that, as Just Do It probably able to spot Archer's head, but doesn't take the shot.
Probably blends in a bit with the sandbags. I mean, if I see a little bump in the sandbags, I'm probably not going to shoot it because, I mean, who would sit there, right? I mean, obviously, I'm a North American, so I mean, the playstyle is a bit different over there, but I just normally don't see people sitting there. And weird spots are the best spots, in my opinion, so.
Definitely seeing a different kind of pacing here from No Fun Intended. In the last few maps, they've been so aggressive, whereas Downfall now they're just kind of playing it slow, just seeing where BossFight are positioned at the moment as Game Reaper pushes in onto mid hotel. The Jill going to hear all this talking, and Thurin also in there as well, so got quite a tough challenge to push in and take this.
Game Reaper sees the C4. Did not. Yeah, they did hit it. Knocked it out.
From the north, almost northwest.
I don't think Jill noticed that his C4 is not going to work.
Oh, Shadow Warrior with a long-range shot onto Thurin as he's moving around, and just like that, we are seeing the approach from No Fun Intended. Manhattan pushing in, Legil hearing all this movement, but not acting on it, just allowing No Fun Intended to move in, get comfortable. He's going to come in from behind.
Ah, peeks at the wrong moment. They were just stacked up on each other.
Radiohead on a killing spree at the moment from the middle sandbags, taking out 2 members of No Fun Intended.
No!
Game
Got
Reaper,
him.
unfortunately,
What's
Faker
that?
takes out the Jill.
Oh no, that was
Got one. Kill count.
looked at him straight in the face and
Uh,
then decided not to shoot.
Such great position. Just that was just so unfortunate. The Jill, my man.
West Hills.
We are coming down to the last 45 seconds now. BossFight just got to hold these angles that they've been holding the entire time. We are dead shot over there. Archer able to pick him off. Little Sayonara also picking off Game Reaper. Turning this into a 1v3 or 1.5v3.
Deadshot still able to
One
give
center
call outs
hotel. 26
from
seconds.
their position. So, although quite a bit farther away, probably won't see it.
Nice one, good hold.
And Radar head with the spot.
Yeah, it's a great position, that is. Those sandbags there, it's so unused sometimes, and if you're just not expecting a player to be there, then they can just wreak havoc, and that is exactly what Radiohead did there. 3 kills, taking out No Fun Intended, and giving BossFight another point.
Maybe if BossFight was really wanting to, show them, hey, we're still here, we'll come back later in the season, we're going to give you piece of our mind, they might be able to, win defense, and then potentially win the offense, win defense again, and send an objective, which would put it 5-0, which would then put their scores 1 point away from each other at 8-7. So it would be.
Yeah,
I mean, it's.
What were you guys saying?
It's not gonna be a blowout. That's for sure. I mean, BossFight taking the first round, they're gonna start their momentum back up again. Hopefully, they take the map, so then it evens out the score a bit. But no fun intended. They're taking it. They're taking everyone home tonight.
They definitely would like to, taking 3 maps from a veteran team like BossFight definitely will give you that morale boost you want for that season. But BossFight aren't going to allow that to happen so easily. Do go into the second round of the 3rd map. BossFight attacking now, getting the same spawn as what No Fun Intended got, and I expect some pretty quick fire maybe from this side. Just like that, little Sayonara does say it takes shots, so...
I don't think I got him.
No, you did not, little Sayonara. You did not kill him.
So yeah, Game Reaper will be in.
He definitely shot you, though.
In the side room, most likely.
You're seeing a very similar approach from BossFight as No Fun Intended took on their attack round, so let's see how they deal with this differently. And again, I think we've got a pretty similar defense, although instead of having 2 in mid-hotel, we've got 2 in the brothel. It's going to be interesting to see how that does play out. It's not a common spot, and maybe No Fun Intended at this point are just trying those uncommon spots to see if they can catch people off guard and then use them later down the line. Archer successfully makes the cross there. You see the laser just on him, and he is now sitting there behind the skip. Game Reaper going to be very well aware of an approach very shortly, but that brothel is going to make an appearance soon.
Yeah, low ground floor market.
We do see Radar Head moving through the back end, so the Shadow Warrior decides to get caught up in the moment and look right. I mean, Radar Head might be able to make a few rotations, but otherwise Shadow Warrior might be able to pick off the Radar Head. But as I say that, Shadow Warrior does look right.
So as you call it. This is the curse of the caster view. We call things as we see, and then all of a sudden they just do the exact opposite thing as what you call. So it's a tough one. You'll need to do what we say, even though you can't hear us. Do what we say. Do what we say.
The Shadow Warrior looks back out, and then pops shots into a empty window.
You have to do. You have to check
There's
each
one
and
north, I
every
don't know
window,
where.
really. So you just never know. Some of us played in a time when you couldn't actually see into these buildings.
Oh yeah, every room used to be pitch black.
No,
You
this
just
gets far northeast.
It was tough. I'm not gonna say it was easy. You know, us veterans, we've played since the hard days.
Raiderhead was able to make the cross because Shadow Warrior was not paying fully attention to that. And Raiderhead might be able to hit.
The kill with the perfect M203.
Yeah, I got a good
That
shot
went
on
through the
Brothel.
wind. Oh my!
I got a good clip in
Wow,
Brothel.
that is
That was great. I like that.
that's good. Oh, it's gonna be clip of the week.
Friend's dead.
No, he's not.
Shadow Warrior is getting antsy though.
Archer also on the corner of the skip building,
traded,
but
I traded
unfortunately
one
Shadow
that
Warrior
wasn't
gonna
color.
trade with Radarhead. Shadow Warrior still up though, able to get the call out that he has traded. Oh, but Game Reaper taking out little Sayonara.
One down, still one on low dumpster. West side, west side, west side.
Holding dumpster building so well at the moment. Archer gonna test his luck and see how he can approach. He's definitely been hearing these call-outs. Mad Hatter getting the revive onto Deadshot, 4v5. Oh, the team kill from Legil onto Archer, thinking it's Game Reaper. Saves, does save Game Reaper, and the revive comes out onto Shadow Warrior. Thurin does finish off downs again, Deadshot.
That's unlucky.
Game
And
Reaper
Game
goes...
Reaper goes down.
Lord Dumpster is dead. That team killed someone.
Lower dumpster.
Yeah,
Gosh,
gets the
the
call out.
downs are
He's rotating, probably gonna come out on the west.
the downs this game are unbelievable.
One upper dumpster.
The revive comes out onto Deadshot again, and Game Reaper does make the call out there that it was coming from the Legil was coming from the west. If Mad Hatter had been watching, would have been able to take him out to listen to a. Oh, the shot from Legil onto Shadow Warrior.
I think it's a good one, man.
Yeah.
Just oh my god, I'm in awe right now.
They gotta be out of
Market is
syringes.
At least done.
I don't know. Somebody's got a double syringe. There's another one in there somewhere. Legil making the cross. Gets picked off by Deadshot with the SKS. Game Reaper now getting the call-outs onto the final bit. Maybe calling out for revive, possibly. Thurin has been all but silent in this round. Oh, but as I say, there it is. Just do it. Spots him, takes him out. Gives no fun intended. Their their point on this map.
I'd be so mad if I downed someone twice. Oh. Yeah, no fun intended in making sure that it's not easy for BossFight. Just show them who's the boss. You're all supposed to laugh now. But, yeah, I mean, it's just a beautiful round by both teams. BossFight, I have seen, they don't like to confirm their kills, also something they confirm, but the M203 was an amazing play. Just amazing.
Yeah, I'm so glad I called that. I was watching Shadow Warrior at the time, and then I just saw it come through, didn't even expect it. Boom! I think it got me like it got him, probably. Like, both of us jumped a little bit, and they're like, whoop! So,
Yeah.
just great play. Legil's, you know, showing how long he's played this game for, and that skill, it doesn't come overnight, you know, it takes years and years and years, and he has played for years and years and years. He's played longer than me, you know. I mean, that's not hard, but... a few of the... but, yeah. Great player. I mean, everyone on BossFight are obviously fantastic players, and they've all just got, most of them have got those years of experience in this game, and they're using those little tidbits, those little bits of knowledge. They do get those little edges like that M203 there, just testing where you think somebody may be. Just get you the kill. And whilst I'm rambling on, we will go into the third round. 1-1 at this point. No fun intended, have won the match. BossFight fighting for that MMR at the moment, not wanting to lose any more MMR than they need to, really.
I think they have enough historical MMR that keeps them up for a while. So, I think they'll be okay, but...
No one likes losing it, though.
Yeah,
I know it's
that's
magic.
true.
I know it's like internet points, but I want my internet points. You know, I can go to friends and be like, look how much I've got. Great. They don't know what I'm on about. Exactly. I don't care. It's a big number.
Well, no one crossed to my opinion, to my eye.
Gonna look at the map very quickly here as we are 45 seconds into this round, and no fun intended, with a very similar approach as to they had on the last attack, opting for 2 in the south, 2 in the north, 1 going through the center. A very common kind of approach on this map. One that BossFight is going to be possibly anticipating when they start seeing people.
It's south, it could be church as well. It could be church as well, watch out from church.
Let's do it, making some call-outs there. Not quite sure exactly if he did see anyone. Unfortunately, not going to get the correct call-out there, as I don't think anyone is sitting at the church. They had...
Legel's leg is... Oh, never mind, as I say that, stuff happens. Caster's curse.
Yeah, 1 ground floor market.
About to say, Legel's leg was doing weird things. It's going all over the place, but it's back to normal now.
I don't know if that's...
I have noticed BossFight has stepped up their communication since quarantine, so...
Well, like I mentioned earlier, you know, they have got Little Sayonara and Archer in there who haven't been in the team for... No, and Thurin as well, really, when you think about it. I mean, Little Sayonara has obviously been there a little bit longer, but, you know, 3 kind of newish players to the BossFight side, and I think they played fantastic, really, considering that, you know. It's always tough molding people in, you know, and that's what these early games are for, when you've had new pickups throughout the seasons and stuff, you know.
Facing the OBJ.
Central burning, second
Get some
floor.
play in and build up that cohesion. That ultimately is what sets teams apart, you know. No fun intended. Have played with this roster for you know, most of the season, apart from I think Mad Hatter. So
Nope, Mad Hatter's there from the beginning.
oh, well, sorry,
I cannot see.
maybe Shadow. Yes, because Shadow would have come from Vikings, wouldn't he?
Yep. I believe it was Shadow, and the other new one was
Guys,
Dr.
one guy
Riptide.
central, and I'm sure there is one guy in heli as
I
well.
will double
so
check
just
on
know.
that.
Heli 2-story, I mean.
Must say, I'm
2
liking how
minutes
active the
40.
chat is. Guys, enjoying this obviously as much as we are. It's
Stop,
tough
guys, can
when
you move
you're not
further
seeing
up?
anyone. You can see the hesitation in the movements from No Fun Intended when they're going into crosses and stuff, because when you're not being hearing any gunshots, you know, BossFight playing so regimented at the moment and not wanting to give anything away, and as I say that, gets the pick onto Radar, gets the pick onto Deadshot from the north, and that's going to be a key pick there. Sniper gone.
No more cheeky snipes.
Well, Just Do It going to be very, very well aware of what's going on. Mad Hatter finding a pick of his own onto Legil.
Jill was not able to hunker down in there any longer.
Just like
There's
that.
one
Reaper, he might be going out the west side.
After just testing Little Sayonara there, wanting to see if there's any movement, see if there's any aggressive plays, and has to just push in on his own. Going to take the top of mid hotel.
Just Do It goes down. We're gonna see Shadow.
Oh, what a play by Little
Oh,
Sayonara.
wow.
That was fantastic, but unfortunately Man Hatter anticipating that approach there. Brilliant map knowledge and just awareness from Little Sayonara there. Unfortunately, couldn't get that final kill onto Man Hatter. I mean, he has just been seriously such a good player tonight.
Archer's getting really peaky. Oh, Archer, hunker down. Stop. Don't peek that. Don't peek that. They have to cross your angle, man.
He knows what he's doing.
I like Raiderhead's angle here. That's a good angle to watch that door. Might have to steal it from him.
Is that why you became a caster, TB? Just to watch these plays. Oh, and just as we said that, I moved away, and there's the final pick as your
Wow.
Holy shit, I've never used that before. That was sick.
There we go, as he says it at the end. I've never used that before, that was sick. Brilliant, Radar.
Oh wow, that's a.
There we go, guys. This is why we do this.
Oh,
man.
yeah. I'm gonna have to go play Onward after this. Like, got my heart racing.
It's just great to watch, like I say, both sides so fantastic to like as a team, you know, and that's what I do love about Onward in the community. You know, you get to know, you kind of get to know people, and you see the regular faces and whatnot, and fantastic. Oh, great. So BossFight getting another point onto the board, and then you know, it's great to see that they're still enjoying themselves. You know, like, you know, after all these seasons, a team like that still enjoying playing together and playing on these same maps that we've played countless times over. You know, and I love it. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, after I played for a while, I had to take a break. So, just seeing them still wanting to play every single day. I mean, second, they love playing, and I respect them for that. I feel like I would have got bored and quit, but also Onward is one of the most games I put so many hours into, and I love this game. It's really grown a lot more on me than when I started getting pub stomped by Def Redux, but I mean, just, yeah, I mean, I got a lot of respect for people who stick through it all those years. I mean, 5 years, that's a long time.
Careful what you're saying. It's not that long.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably around when I started now, but yeah. It's probably around 1.2, 1.3.
Yeah.
Right, and we are hearing the countdown, which means hopefully we are going into round number 4. It's still all to play for, and you know, BossFight now on the attack, got to attack that same objective, and Bungalow, it's a tough one. The question's going to be, has Legil got it? Has he got it? He has! Move, people, move! Stop hiding it! He's got the M203.
Oh, we might see another one. Deadshot's gonna hide him. Deadshot's sitting in the same place.
Oh, Deadshot with an early kick onto Little Sayonara. Great shot there.
This time, Little Sayonara did.
I mean, this can be the curse of doing something a couple rounds over, you know? If you know what spawn that people are getting and how they're going to approach stuff, you can get shots like that, and Deadshot really played it well, remembering how Little Sayonara went on that last one.
But will Legil remember how to shoot that M203 directly into that window?
I've seen it, yeah. I know he's practiced it, and he's used it for a very long time. I don't doubt his ability with it, I just forget. There's not many M203 players, actually, and it'd be nice to see an RPG maybe one day on this map. It's something I've yet to actually see.
Yeah, I mean, RPG, it's only like you get one shot with it and then you're done. So you either, I mean, it's really hard to run it on a big map because either you spawn, you shoot it, and you kill the entire other team on some of the quicker objectives. I mean, that might be the play we could see in the future. Someone brings an RPG for some of these smaller spawns and just shoots it directly in. I mean, it might kill a few of the enemy player. I mean, I would like to see that on like lower dumpster.
Well, it can be done, but you have to watch out because you've got 15 seconds, or otherwise you trigger a round reset. So if you fire that RPG perfectly in the first 15 seconds, you get the round reset. Just do it. Watching the corner there, and Little Sayonara getting finished off. Fortunately, already downed.
He's dead.
Raiderhead just moving about. Shadow Warrior not even worrying out the back end this time.
You know, it is gonna now take one of the new towers, and I like this tower. These are the kind of things that I wanted to see when we, you know, when I had a team. Oh, he's looking at dead shot. There it is.
Oh.
Oh, the eyes. You've got to have such good eyes to be able to see that. Like, that's... I've just zoomed in on it, and that's a tough one. Fortunately, the dead shot must have moved. Oh, Mad Hatter with the refrag, though. And Archer taking Marsoc, just putting some fire straight down the range there.
3 minutes 15.
All that commotion and firing, it does start to go quiet again. And seen in the chat talking about drones, a lot of the teams do actually use drones, but I think it's certain players who use them. So unfortunately, I think Scooby is the drone player for BossFight, and he's obviously not playing tonight. So you do lose that, and Thurin gets a pick onto Shadow Warrior, but he is only down, so going to still be getting those callouts now.
3v3. Well, 3v3.5, I should say. Okay, 3v3.
Gets to confirm just like what you need to be doing.
I'm on.
Thurin coming
North
from
Russell.
Vikings previous season's finalists. I can't remember if they won one.
Definitely one on OBJ.
I mean, history buffs, correct me if I'm wrong. I think they came in the finals a few times, but never actually were able to beat beginners. And
No, I believe it's Beginners 5,
Go on.
Globochem 5, Raptors 1, Rome 1.
it's gonna be interesting to see who it is this season.
North 2 store.
I mean, yeah, it's been random. I mean, it was 10 seasons, it was 2 seasons, but now it's...
Mad Hatter in such
now
a
it's-
great position, able to take out
Yeah, that
Thurin
shot
as he's
skill was
moving now.
unconfirmed, He said that.
Legil all by himself with an M203.
And it looks like Legil dropped. As I got to him there. Sorry. It wasn't me. Promise.
Jamie.
Whoa! I wanted to see what he was doing. Then he dropped. So, that's unfortunate because we never got to see the M203. I think he was
And-
definitely lining it up there for a shot.
Yeah, that's the only problem with esports is, you know, you can drop if the internet just split second decides not to work, and really frustrating in a match. So fortunately we didn't get to see Legil shoot them to a
No. You do get to see the scores. Radar head 8-2 at the moment. And, between him and Little Sayonara on quarantine, 16 kills between them. Just whatever he got on that last one as well. You know, this team so strong. Like each individual player is just so strong on certain maps and stuff. It's you can never guess who you're going to be getting. We are still beating on the Jill at the moment. Whilst we do have a moment, we can thank the sponsors, I guess, for enabling these to happen and offering up the prizes for the season champions. We have Downpour Interactive, ProTube VR, VR Cover, HyperX, Border Foods, VR Wear, Armor, Asterion, UE Session, Rebuff Reality, Cyber Shoes, and Behaptics. As we wait on Legil, we are going to go to a very short intermission, and we'll bring the gaming back to you very shortly. Welcome back, everyone, as we go into round number 5 now. No Fun Intended taking on BossFight, and even Stevens really at the moment. Both these sides in a grueling battle to take the third and final map. Still all to play for. BossFight, you know, fighting for their MMR. No Fun Intended, just fighting to put their name on the board and try and get a strong win against this veteran team. Poor Radar cursing there as he misses the early shots onto No Fun Intended in spawn, but does have the knowledge of where they are, where they're going to be coming from, and that is key on this. 4 gunshots from throwing a missing Deadshot. Tries to push it down, finally gets the pick onto him as Deadshot tries to make the approach down the hill there, and brilliant shots from throwing, staying with it.
I love Onward. On my screen, Deadshot was floating in the air. Funny. That's truly funny. Looked like he was leaping across the air, but probably me being halfway across the world from them. I mean,
hey, you weren't that far away not long ago.
No, I was not. That was it was weird adjusting to the times. I mean, wow. Just do it here. I mean, being the brave soul right now, pushing forward. Deadshot was the brave soul, but no longer with us.
Looks like Radar trying to find one of those spots again, you know, so make sure you're watching the TB. I'm sure you'll get to see more.
Yep. See another C4. I believe Rawin has it, right? Nope. Who has it? Is it Legil? Who has the C4 above the bottom? It's Legil. Legil has the C4 sitting above the entrance to the basement of Helicopter 2-story, so making sure no one can get under there and cap.
This round going the same way that we've seen the previous 4 rounds go. Get that early action, couple early picks, and then all of a sudden it all goes quiet on the western front, and BossFight holding that tight defense, just waiting for No Fun Intended to come out in the open and get those picks. No Fun Intended waiting on the peaks to be able to get their picks. And we are seeing majority of the team running with 4Xs, other than Shadow Warrior, who's opting for the holographic side. And the 4X, brilliant to use. I mean, some people will argue against it. I think it's a great sight. It works so well, and you can use it in pretty much most situations. And no,
Legil's saying, just do it.
Just spot him over there, but unfortunately not going to be able to get the picks onto him as Just Do It does hit the ground.
I'm good.
I think Little Signer flashed himself. Unfortunate.
First floor, west side, center hotel.
He's been great with those flashes as well.
Such a shit shot.
A little bit of communication between Little Sayonara and Game Reaper there, as No Fun Intended do take mid hotel. They just have to take out Little Sayonara to make sure that's uncontested.
Little Sayonara is not going to want to go down without a fight.
No, we've seen these aggressive plays.
Little Sayonara, though, has to think of a plan. He has to make sure that his team is safe by taking out these 2 players, but he also has to deal with Shadow Warrior keeping him locked in.
Comment
out. Top of 2nd floor, left side, far left side.
Yeah, hearing all the call-outs, but they're just not able to get to Little Sayonara. The gunshots just do it, and Thurin having a little bit of a battle there. Thurin going to be the victor on this. He will take out Just Do It.
Lower red's dead.
Little Sayonara gets through Shadow Warrior. Gonna sit in a spot waiting for them. Something I have noticed of Little Sayonara is they are not running any sites.
No, that is something that they do, I believe. Oh, the trade!
Two trades back to back. That's all up to Shadow Warrior here.
One Shadow Warrior versus 3 boss fights. That's, you know, this is Dead Souls incarnate. Oh, the gunshots onto Radar. Going to give away his position now. Archer and Legil in a position to be able to spot him, and does take him out, giving BossFight the 3rd point of the 4th map, leading them onto the match point.
Question is, will BossFight take this round?
I mean, if we go based off the previous rounds, so far we have had every single one be a Vault win. So, I'm not a betting man. But the odds definitely go that way, but also, BossFight, you know, they're not a team that you can really pinpoint. You see, they just have so many different plays for so many different things. We're on a North HQ objective as well, which can be kind of notorious really for a Vault defense. There's you need to push out a little bit, and we've seen BossFight's pre-fire onto the Vault position, so potentially we could see another one a bit more there. Deadshot also being deadly with that sniper rifle on this, kind of causing havoc for BossFight in some of their positions, and he obviously getting the picks early on. Unfortunately, revives coming out. And that's one thing we've seen a lot of, is revives tonight. I've counted so many. Yeah. There's 4 in this map alone.
Yeah, that's... and however many Legil had 2.
Deadshot getting revived twice. I mean, that was this one as well, so... Yeah, it's just... Revive central.
Hopefully I won't fucking die. I can die.
See, this is the one where you bring it... Oh, never mind. That was... If you had this one spawn, M203 right into their spawn.
Yeah, gotta wait those 15 seconds though. Little Sayonara, there it is! I called it! Gets the pick onto Mad Hatter. Just like that, no fun intended, down to 4 members on defense.
Game Reaper in a really good spot.
Oh, Deadshot spotting Thurin's leg. Does take him out, evening things up, 4-4.
Little Sayonara did catch out Deadshot. Call him out. Game Reaper in a really tough position to take out.
One thing you have to remember about this BossFight side, though, is they work very well together. So, Legil, he is on the opposite side of Game Reaper. You're going to see a distraction coming from the north, allowing Legil to be able to probably get those shots onto him. So, just watch this space.
Radar Head also making the rotation all the way around.
Archer just pre-firing into some known spots there, not going to find anyone, unfortunately, as they are not sitting in the 2nd floor there. We are down to 4 minutes 30 remaining, and it's still a lot of time. A lot of time for this map, anyway. Oh! Legit!
I am... Wow, that I just... It ceases to amaze how many times he can hit that shot.
You know, obviously, you know, he definitely saw just do it. So he knew it was going to be a connection, but it's just such a great use of the M203. But the Shadow Warrior going to be very well aware of where that came from. Just do it only being down. Legil not able to get the confirm. So Just Do It's actually kind of fortuitous, as he's going to be able to just stand there and get those call-outs onto the position of the enemies. So that's going to work against BossFight, unfortunately.
Game Reaper might be able to take Legil if he goes any more to the north.
By the wall outside of
Sayonara.
It's going to be a kind of important pick, as Little Sayonara is being a bit of a menace to this no fun intended side, as he's been here, there, and everywhere and just taking people out. Deadshot did line up a shot onto Archer, but just didn't want to take it, so opting to maybe go for that revive, which could be a little bit difficult.
Deadshot making it to North Brothel.
Just Do It, still giving out those call-outs. It's a very fortuitous position, really, to go down.
Deadshot goes down, this could be a cap.
Oh, a
Love it.
chill!
I baited lower red.
Brilliant shot onto Game
looked
Reaper,
and
taking
he's
him
dead
out
now.
in the upper red truck. He is only down, so there's 2 downs. Again, more downs.
So I think that should be Echo 2.
We'll see if there's more
if
revives.
I'm not mistaken.
I mean, if Deadshot goes down, it could be a cap. Just will Deadshot get picked?
BossFight certainly opened themselves up for a very great push here. And like I said before we went into this, you know, it just plays so different sometimes that you can never really truly pinpoint how they're going to play. You know, they may let you get some ground and they'll let you get that, but then all of a sudden you're going to walk into an onslaught of bullets from somewhere else, and they're playing this last one so well.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
I heard earlier Deadshot call out, it's just you and me, Shadow Warrior, so we'll see. We did see it just do it bleed out, so we won't be able to get those
If I die, they
call-outs.
cap.
Shadow Warrior takes Legil off the board. Oh no, the 1v1.
On me, Shadow.
Wait.
Oh, but Shadow's gone down. That shot, unfortunately, you've given away your position for Radiohead. Gotta get that.
Cap, go, go to station.
Great call out from Radar. Oh, that shot, not sure.
Cat and mouse.
Well, didn't you hear
Oh
what he
my
called
God.
out? Radar had called out the cap, so Deadshot to try and peek you. I think now he's realised there is only one, but he's getting through that ammo. Oh, and the Radar head pushes in. The click from Deadshot didn't load his bullets, I don't think.
Oh no.
Oh.
That's unfortunate, but BossFight does show that they're still here, leaving the final score to, I believe, 10-6. So
that is correct, and what a game it's been, really. It's really been fantastic to watch. BossFight just playing so well, really. Unfortunately, weren't able to get those points rolling earlier on, but you know, like I say, I think they're just testing out the waters at the moment, and it's all going to be part of the bigger plan. They're gonna, you know, they've got more players to play. They've got a lot that they can bring still, so yeah, that's not BossFight. You know, that's half of what they can do. So when they're, I'd like to see their next game when they're fully at their, you know, at their peak, and it's great to watch. Well played to no fun intended, though, able to take out BossFight. Like we said earlier on, you know, number 4 of BossFight, number 4, placed 4th in season 12. So yeah, it's a great win for no fun intended there, and getting themselves going very early on. TB, final thoughts?
just it was amazing. Wow, I have so much adrenaline right now. If you're gonna hop in the comp lobby, you have a chance to see me.
That's brilliant, man. So it's been great to cast the first game of season 13. It's the first game, like the actual first game of season 13 as well. So first game, first cast. It's just, and this is how we've started, and if anything, I think it's only going to get better from here. You know, the teams, we're going to see what they've been doing over in the off season, how much practice they've been putting in, and if any of them have done half of what No Fun Intended have done, then these games are going to be great. So here signing off. TB, thank you very much for casting with me. It's been a pleasure, and as always, thank you very much for watching over on the on Twitch. And we will see you this week for lots and lots of Onward action. TB, you're going to be casting a little bit later on again, so if you're watching Onward VRML 2, you will be able to enjoy the rest of his words. So, thank you again. We're out.